Good afternoon. Welcome to math class. Today we'll be talking about percents. The reason why we have percents is because it's difficult to compare fractions when they don't have the same denominator. Take this example. We have 19 25ths and 18 20ths. Which one is greater? Well, we don't know until we make the denominators the same. So we can change them both into 100. So we'll multiply this one by 4. That gives us 76 100ths. And the other one needs to be multiplied by 5. When you multiply the top and the bottom of a fraction by the same number, it doesn't change the fraction itself, it just changes how it looks. So then over here we have 90 100ths. And since their denominators are the same, we know that 90 100ths is greater. So, lesson, it's easy to compare fractions when they have the same denominator. Well, percent, the definition of percent really means out of 100. So basically it's a fraction. Let me show you. Here we have 76 100ths or 76%. 90 out of 100 is the same as 90%. Alright, let's see if you can do some. What I'd like you to do is find the answer and pause it, then find the answer, and then see what you get. Did you get this? 32%, 87 out of 100 is 87%, 99 out of 100 is 99%, and 4.6 out of 100, 4.6%. What about 0.5? How can we turn that into a percent? Well, 0.5 is the same as 5/10. Multiply that by 10, and we have 50 100ths. So we have 50 out of 100, and that's 50%. See if you can try these. 0.3, 0.4, 0.9, 0.1. These are all easy when you think about it, as 3/10 would be 30%, 4/10 would be 40%, 9/10 would be 90%, and 1/10 is 10%. How about these? Did you get 32%, 48%, 66%, and 0.01 is only 1/100th, so that's 1%. Now you must have noticed that these are quite easy when you get the hang of it. All you're doing really is you're using the same digits, but the decimal is in a different place. The way to get that is to multiply the number that you have by 100%, and that'll give you your percentage. So let's see if we can do this one. 5/8, I can't turn that into a percent by multiplying 8 to get to 100, but I can divide 5 divided by 8. That's what a fraction is. So I'll divide that and get a decimal, and my calculator tells me it's 0.625. The next thing I need to do is multiply it by 100%, and that will give me the fraction. 0.625 times 100%. And please note, when you do that, you need to write the percent sign beside the 100, and just a grammar thing when it comes to math. So when I multiply something by 100, all I really need to do is move the decimal place over 2 spots. So the answer will be 62.5%. Alright, let's see if you can give it a try. Do these. Alright, double check, see if you got this. 7/10 is 70%, 3/20 15%, 27/50 54%, and 19/25 76%. Now, obviously, we're going to need to solve some problems. Very important skill to have. So here we have, in a recent taste test, 177 out of 250 people said they preferred the taste of Fizzo to Splash. What's the important information here? Well, 177, 250, and then the names of the things. We don't really need to notice that it's recent or that it's a taste test. We just need to have that percent there. So what do we know? 177 out of 250, well, that's a fraction, isn't it? So that many people like Fizzo. Now, if you are like me, you're thinking, wow, they gave us a fraction. I bet they're going to ask us about percent. That's exactly right. What percent of the people prefer Fizzo? We have our fraction. We'll have to turn it into a decimal, and then we'll have to turn that into a percent. So we'll take our handy calculator. 177 divided by 250 gives us this. Now we'll multiply it by 100%. And remember, when we multiply something by 100, we just move the decimal over 2 places. And that gives us 70.8%. B. What percent of the people prefer Splash? Now, using percent, there are 100% of the people, that's everybody, and 70.8% of them liked Fizzo, so the other percentage is going to be the difference between 100 and 70.8. So we'll subtract 100 minus 70.8, and I don't need to use the calculator here. That gives us 29.2%. Those are the people that like Splash. C. Is it fair to say that 7 out of 10 people prefer Fizzo? So imagine Fizzo has a commercial, and they said 7 out of 10 people prefer Fizzo. Is that fair of them to say? Well, 7 out of 10, if that was a percentage, that would be 70%. And that's pretty much what the actual test was. So yeah, it's fair of them to say. Alright, here's your assignment. We have page 160 to page 161, numbers 8, 10, 14, 15, and 16. Have fun.